right, everyone, welcome to Spoiler Kings. Yours truly, Brandman, joined by my boy over here, Tank.
What's up?
Month of October. This is all Halloween all the time, people. So we're reviewing a lot of retro stuff, a lot of old school Halloween movies, and I figured this tonight, in honor of the surprisingly good Chucky series starting its second season tonight, probably as we speak right now, I'm TiVoing it in the other room. We're going to do Child's Play, the original, back from let me look up the date here. It was 1988 was the original Child's Play.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That movie scared me on many levels for many reasons. Oh, there we go. See? Oh. Got me again.
Do not see that coming.
Just kidding, guys. Just me.
But yes, I totally agree. Brian. Thanks for joining us. Our boy Brian the Grizzly is in the house as well. AKA
I told you guys all month long, once a week, I want to have something on. Never know when it's going to happen.
I'm going to have to step my mask game up to keep up with you, buddy.
I know. I got to go get something good.
I got a good one for next week. I got the whole outfit. I'm waiting.
I like it.
You're going to bust out through the green screen? That's what I want
to see. This would be the Kool-Aid man. Like,
you just gotta sit there for an hour in the outfit.
Like, oh no.
But yeah, like I was saying, this one messed me up because before the movie came out, my parents bought me My Little Buddy.
My buddy.
Yeah. So as this movie came out, my parents thought, let's watch this movie. And then I could not sleep in my room for about a week. And I made my parents throw away like my buddy. I was like, I can't, like, Chucky's in my room. You need to get him out of my room.
You know, surprisingly enough, the My Buddy I had, I was good with even after this movie came out.
Really?
Yeah, I was still good with My Buddy. Still had him in the same bed as me. We were still on good terms.
Dude, I choked in mine.
Oh, what's that?
I choke slammed mine, and then I put him up and him in the head with the fan that was going. It was terrible. I was a terrible kid.
Child's Play, much as it terrified me as a kid, me and my buddy were still on good terms. Yeah. So it did not destroy our relationship.
There you go. That's My Buddy.
Nightmares, flashbacks.
Not at first, and then it became nightmares. Yeah, so I do not have a good, healthy relationship with Child's Play and Chucky.
Child's Play.
Because
I don't even think I watched the first one in its entirety until I was probably about 14, when I was really in my horror phase. The first Child's Play movie I ever watched was Child's Play 3, and that's because I was being babysat by my older cousins. I was probably had to be like 7 years old.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, about 7, I'm thinking. And that one, when I sat down to watch it, I was able to handle it. But I never really went back and watched the original, the original until I was probably about 14 years old for whatever reason. I think that was around the time Bride of Chucky came out in theaters. So, and, Child's Play no longer fazed me, so I was able to watch them all.
I got something. My wife loves scary movies. Loves Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. She loves it. Mm-hmm. And Chucky, she actually has a Chucky doll. And when she was 7, 8 years old, her mom would watch it, and she would watch it with her mom. And she loved Chucky so much that she said she had a pretend wedding and married Chucky. She was a little 7-year-old girl. So my wife told me, she was like, hey, that was my first husband. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I married Chucky when I was 7 years old. That's how much she loves Chucky. It's
interesting choice for the first spouse,
Yeah, I was like, so first I'm the exact opposite. Chucky's a 3'5" white little kid, and I'm a 6'5", 280-pound big black guy. I'm like, that's kind of crazy that she got the whole rainbow, man. She likes the whole rainbow. It's crazy. And I'm not joking. This is for real.
She did leave a comment. She goes, "What?" That's funny. Now, we'll be crazy if she still has that doll.
She does. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's
Brian, you
right now.
you stare at it every time you walk by. You're like, you son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's a hardcore like horror fan. I think. Like, if she likes that, then she must like a lot of like scary movies and stuff like that.
She's Freddy Krueger last year, so
yeah,
definitely.
So, yeah, but yeah, Child's Play was one of those ones. I don't know. It messed me up as a kid for sure. So
Definitely. Yeah. And the first one was before things kind of veered off into more kind of the comedic, almost kind of self-aware, kind of self-parody element that really became more prominent, probably starting with Bride of Chucky.
That's when it's starting to get comedic. Yeah.
Yeah, this is when it still kind of maintained the straight horror and suspense element. One thing I really liked is there's the kind of bait and switch where you don't really see Chucky committing these murders, or and you're not entirely sure that it's even really possessed. The good guy doll is possessed by the soul of Charles Lee Ray until probably like 45 minutes in. They throw a little bait and switch that you maybe this is going on in Andy Barclay's head. Maybe Andy's the psychotic murderer.
Speaking of that, so let's read the synopsis of this movie.
Oh yeah, go for it. If you got it.
I got it. Gunned down by Detective Mike Norris, dying murderer Charles Lee Ray uses black magic to put his soul inside a doll named Chucky, which Karen Barclay then buys for her young son, Andy. When Chucky kills Andy's babysitter, the boy realizes the doll is alive and tries to warn people, but he's institutionalized. Now Karen must convince the detective of the murderous doll's intention before Andy becomes Chucky's next victim.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. That's a good plot line.
Yeah, and I think it was, man. That's why I don't. How did it do in theaters? I don't remember. I was 4 at the time.
But, really, really little.
But I mean, it's such a different, like we always seen possession and stuff like that, but like a murder in a played doll, like literally, like I thought that was like something like really cool, like. Obviously, like you said, like as I got older and I got more into the genre of scary horror films, I appreciated that more. I'm like, oh, that's
and
cool.
Like we said,
you asked how much? You said how much? $45 million. But remember back then, a ticket was $3.
Yeah.
So $45 million is really like saying $200 million. Now.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good for a movie with very little budget.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you do it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Budget was $9 million.
Yeah, there you go, man. $9 million, and now look of what this character in this franchise has become. Years later, almost 40, about 30 something years later.
30 something years later. Yeah. A lot more movies. A TV show now, like I said, that's surprisingly very good.
A lot of masks. Yeah. They made hella money. Where do you guys rank this though for Child's Play? Like, where do you guys rank this for scary movies?
I want to say it's around top 10 area. Like it's I don't know. I would say maybe somewhere in the 9, 10, or 11 range. Somewhere in there. Like like it could barely sneak in or it could barely sneak out of that top 10.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'd say. It's in the kind of lower half of my top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it like right outside my top 10. But the idea of Chucky itself, not just Child's Play, but Chucky, he's one of those top 5 characters for all Halloween things. Well, I think there's great characters, I said Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael Myers, Jack Skellington, and Chucky. That's my 5 right there, man.
Yeah. And in addition to that, one of the main things that's always made the character of Chucky work for me is the great voice acting of Brad Dourif as the character.
A good choice. That's a good point.
Yeah. I think originally it wasn't supposed to be Brad Dourif voicing him. I know it was a female actress. who was going to who did the original voiceover work, if I'm not mistaken, or was going to. Her name is slipping my mind right now. I think it was the girl. I think it was the woman who from Play Misty for Me, who recently passed away. I think.
Okay.
I think. But originally it was not Brad Dourif. So, but yeah, Brad Dourif's voice acting so iconic, so memorable. It's up there with someone like Kevin Conroy voicing Batman.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would even put the voice with Robert Englund as Freddy.
Robert Englund is Freddy.
Jessica Walter was the first one.
Jessica Walter.
Yeah. So that's who it was.
Yeah, it's definitely the voice of Chucky needed to be very specific. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then the way it bounced between, because they did the fake voice of the doll and then his voice, and it just sounded. I can't really pinpoint it, but it always sounded to me like this guy who smoked too much and drank too much, kind of voice. But yeah,
I was thinking about a little person who looked like a kid but was really like a 35-year-old man. That's the voice I always imagine when I hear it. I'm like, I'm pretending to be a little kid, but as soon as you walk out, I got this grown voice.
Like Finster from, I don't know if that I'm here you go. I'm really dating myself. Finster from Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like the baby with the cigar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's got tattoos and everything.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And yet the movie just really, from the beginning, from the opening scene, just really sets a great tone for the rest of the movie. It's got kind of like this creepy, kind of uneasy, kind of atmospheric type vibe to it, which I always really liked. Mm-hmm. A lot of familiar places, being from the Chicago area, all three of us, there's a lot of I know that place. Oh, I know that place types of scenes in it. I liked that, it gives you a real sense of suspense and dread, like when Karen Barkley's trying to get Chucky to talk in her apartment and she realizes he's been talking and moving for days without any batteries.
Yeah.
Yes.
Batteries.
So
that's a good scene.
That's a really good scene. It's been memed to hell nowadays, but nowadays what isn't? And it was cool to see, the actor Chris Sarandon, who, I know we talked about reviewing this one later in the month, from one of my other Halloween favorites, Fright Night, playing a heroic character this time. We would know him back in the 80s as Jerry Dandridge from Fright Night, or Prince Humperdinck from Princess Bride. So it's kind of unheard of just see him play a good guy.
This whole conversation is going to go.
Yeah, but I really liked it, and I liked little kind of little touches as Chucky spent more time in the good guy doll's body, the more human he became, and it became kind of obvious in his facial features, stuff like that. So it's one of the greats of the 80s, one of the greats for the horror genre in general.
Here's a question. Yep. Does Child's Play hold up today?
I was just going to ask that.
The first one? Yes. I definitely say so. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there too. The graphics didn't have to be crazy, like you said, very low budget, so it was very, I don't want to say practical, but the scary practical effects back then, were not too bad. So I think it definitely holds up, man. Especially,
you know why it has to hold up though? Because what's going to happen next week in movie theaters everywhere, in AMC's across America, Child's Play is going to be playing again.
Oh, is
it? You go back to the movie theater and see the same movie that came out in 1988. It tells you it holds up. Mm-hmm. 34 years later. 34 years later, it's still in the movie theater.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're still making Chucky stuff. They're still making sequels and all this stuff. So it I mean, the storyline, it continues after all the years. So that's definitely something that standing the test of time like that, definitely. Is a indication of a classic. But so
I love it. This is great. What do you guys think about everything? We want to put comments out
Yeah.
there. I want to hear what you guys are saying. Brandon, you're the one that chose this, man. You're the one that's going to make us watch this series. So what do you think?
Oh, like I said, absolutely love Child's Play. It definitely stands the test of time. It's another one that I constantly watch this time of year. Like I said, I've been raving about the series. Like I said, I thought the series, I was very, very skeptical. I'm like, is this going to work? I'm going to watch it, but is this going to work? Ended up watching it because it started, it premiered around this time last year, season 1. And I'm like, holy crap. I'm like really liking this. And it acts as a sequel to even the directly to video movies. I think the last one was Cult of Chucky.
Yeah.
Didn't really like Cult of Chucky that much, but this series, man, like I was in shock at how much I ended up liking it, and still am. Like I found myself anxiously anticipating season 2. I got a TiVoing in the other room. It's getting watched after we do this tonight.
Nice.
Like wow. But yeah. And if they're re-releasing it in AMC, I kind of want to check that out.
Yeah,
October 11th, man.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that'll be a fun watch. Like I said, man, this month, I think any and everything like that is totally fair game, and I will make time. Child's Play is all-time horror classic. Still holds up.
Yep, I agree.
All right, guys. So what do you guys think? Jump in the comments. Let us know. We're all going to be looking at them. We're going to be paying attention. I'm going to have Brandon answer all your comments. So let us know what you guys think. Rewatch it. Watch it with your teenage kids, not your little kids, please. But your teenage kids, watch it with them. Watch the series. Let us know.